Hello. Okay. Whole new unit, same time period. Okay. This is the Industrial Revolution and imperialism. I put them together because they are literally happening simultaneously. Okay. Look at the dates though. All of the nationalism stuff that we just finished is also happening simultaneously at the exact same time. However, I separate nationalism from this because if I don't, this is going to be like the most monstrous test you've ever taken. It'll be a gigantinormous unit. So to me, industrial revolution, I'm sorry, and imperialism go together better. So that's why I separated nationalism out. But really, truly, all of this is happening at the same time. All the revolutions that we just talked about last unit and everything that we're talking about here. Okie dokie? Okay, your kind of unit outline. We will start with the Industrial Revolution and, of course, causes. Okay, and then we'll go to some new inventions. Now, this whole section right here, I may or may not teach. I just have to wait and see. You have a DBQ over these inventions. If I choose to give you the DBQ, I won't teach those, that whole section right there, because it's all in your documents, okay, and you're writing about it. Um, I didn't give the DBQ last year though because of the whole like this was right when the whole COVID, oh my gosh, are we going back to school or are we not thing was happening. So I didn't give this DBQ. Um, just know that in your notes, that section may or may not be there. Okay. Okay. Then we will look at what is life like once the Industrial Revolution starts. What is it like to work in a factory? Ew. What is it like to live in these early urban areas, these industrial cities? Ew. Then we do the complicated part, the economic systems. This is complicated. And if you miss that time in school, in class, you got to really, really like hunker down and pay attention to the videos about this because socialism and communism, they are complicated. Capitalism, I mean, it is too, except it's what we are. So, like, we grew up that way and we're totally used to it. Okay. Then, after the economic systems, we have a little bit of scientific type advancements. Okay. Some that are going to matter for what's coming, especially this one. What could be coming that needs radiation? Then we will go to imperialism. Again, it's happening at the exact same time period. Imperialism is just empire building all over again. We've always had empires building, but this is like every country is scrambling for empires. And it's a major cause of World War I also. I will deal with the British Empire, England, okay? And then I will deal with the partition of Africa. It's disgusting. It makes me so angry. You, in Canvas on your own, are dealing with the American Empire. Yeah, we have, had, have one. And then you'll deal with the French Empire. I feel like, is there another one that you're going to deal with? I don't know. I can't remember. But you'll deal with, for sure, the American and the French Empire. Okay. And then that's it. That's it. Test. Then we go to World War One. So, Industrial Revolution. Um, this is a revolution of industry. business. Okay? How things are made. Up to this point, things have been made in what is called a cottage industry. Cottage industries, your business is either in your house, or you might live on the second floor and your business might be on the first floor, or you might have like a little workshop off to the side, or whatever. Okay. But where you actually make your stuff is typically a household thing or a family thing. You and your son and your wife and your daughter or whatever will all sit around and make shoes if you're the shoemaker. Um, you and your son will work in the workshop making swords if you're the blacksmith. And you do it all by hand. Things take longer to make, and things are going to be a lot more expensive. Well, not with the Industrial Revolution. With the Industrial Revolution, we are starting factories. Machines are going to start producing things a lot faster. That's good. Of course, there's things you're giving up. There's good and bad to everything. A negative to that could be things aren't like one of a kind anymore. That's when, you two girls go to the prom and you're like, ah, we have the same dress, right? Because things are all just on a shelf and you just get it because you like it. Things aren't one of a kind anymore. Um, Things are going to be a lot cheaper. That's a good thing. If you can produce more and quicker, they're going to be cheaper. So you can afford more. Um, you're gonna create a lot more jobs too. People had this idea back then that, oh my gosh, if machines are making our stuff, we're gonna lose jobs. But actually, it improved the number of jobs available, because you need people making the machines. You need people mining the iron to make the machines. You need people mining the coal to work the machines. You need people working the machines. Not only working the machines, but fixing the machines when they break. Guys, I can work a laptop. I don't know how to fix it when it breaks. So you need people who know how to fix things. Plus, if you have like 40 machines all in one building, you need a bunch of workers to oversee it. So in actuality, it does produce jobs. They're unskilled, low-level jobs though. Not great. Crappy, low-level, poor-paying jobs. However, with a lot of the revolutions that have been going on, when you break away from your king and you're no longer tied to his land, then you're no longer a serf. You mean I can move and I can do something different with my life than farm? Yeah, you can go into a factory and you can pull a lever for 14 hours a day, or you can push a button for 14 hours a day. Fun! That was sarcasm. But for them, they're like, dude, amazing. I don't have to farm. A lot of people are willing to take these crappy jobs. They really were pretty low level, pretty crappy. They really were death and accident traps. I mean, today it's not near as bad in factories because you have like unions and stuff and workers' rights groups and stuff like that. Government regulations, none of that during this time period. There was also no like sanitation codes, no codes, period, to keep buildings clean, to keep streets clean, to keep coal from pumping into the air to pollute everything. It's just gross. So there's definite positives and there's definite negatives to this whole thing. Okay. But it is a big change, a big revolution, big change. Okay. Okay. Causes. Well, it begins in Great Britain, England. Okay. The Industrial Revolution really gets like big in America. Okay. But it begins in England. The dogs are barking and they went out, and I'm the only person here. So I'll be right back. Hold on. Pause, pause. Where's the pause? Where's the pause? There is no pause. Are you kidding me? I can't pause it. Just wait for 2 seconds. I promise. I'll be right back. I gotta get out of here though first. I'll be right back. Do you guys see some squirrels? Oh my goodness. Oh, I see them too. Oh, yeah. Ugh. Whoosh. Okay. Sorry, guys. The joys of teaching from home. Okay, so anyway, it begins in England. All right, for a few reasons. The most obvious reason, they have the resources needed for the Industrial Revolution. 3 big resources. Iron. You got to have something to make the machines with. They have a lot of iron deposits. Coal. We're going to need coal to power the machines. Coal, fire. Okay? They have a lot of coal deposits. And third, water. Not seawater. Kids always look at me in class whenever I say that, and they're like, well, duh, they're a big island. Not seawater. You can't use salt, seawater in a machine. Why? The salt deposits, like the water will all get evaporated out of the machine, and the salt will leave deposits and corrode the machine. You need, what's it called? Fresh. You need fresh water. In my head, I was thinking natural. You need fresh water. Well, luckily for England, they got themselves a whole bunch of rivers. So they have the natural resources needed, okay? But they also have something else. They have a political. Oh, I said it backwards. They have political stability. They have a political system, there we go, that is stable. They've had the same government, sort of, since 1066, William the Conqueror, a monarchy. Now, we did have our little hiccup with Oliver Cromwell and the whole English Civil War. Okay, we get that. But for the most part, they've had a stable king, a stable government. Okay, listen. When you have a stable government, you have more trust in the government. Now, today, y'all, we're so jaded that we're like, does anybody trust the government? Yes, people used to. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely modern times where people don't trust the government. That being said, um, when you trust the government, you're more willing to try things. And that leads us directly to the third reason that this starts in England: money. The English, a lot of people in England have extra money. England's not having famines yet. There's going to be a huge one in the 1800s in Ireland. You all know about it. The Irish potato famine, yeah. But right now, England is stable as far as like crops and their food sources and all this stuff. So England is doing pretty good in that regard. They also have a pretty big empire, which we'll talk about during imperialism, which is coming. But their empire is allowing them to produce even more things in other places. So they're making a lot of money there too. There's just this surplus of wealth. Okay, if you mix extra money with I trust my government, you're more willing to try things. You're more willing to be, what's the word? Not spontaneous, but I don't know. Risky. There we go. You're more willing to be risky with your money. Guys, I am not a risk taker. I'm not. Kids always think I am, and I'm really not. I'm not going to gamble a lot of money because I'm going to lose it. But see, people back then, if they have extra money and they don't need it for things, they're like, you know what? You have an idea to build a machine? I'll help you pay for that. That's a good idea. I'll invest in that. So you're going to have a lot of people in England who have extra money that they are willing to invest in some of these new ideas, these new machines. So, 3 reasons that the Industrial Revolution begins in England, 3 causes, if you will. Natural resources, coal, iron, and water. Political stability, surplus of money. They're willing to invest in new inventions and new ideas. If I only have $50 for the rest of the month, I'm not going to give you $50. I mean, what is today? The 24th. I'm not going to give you my $50 to build your weird space shuttle to go to Mars. I only have $50. But if it's the 24th and I've got $1,000 still in my bank account, I might invest $50 for your silly little spaceship. That may or may not work. I have enough surplus money. Okay, the Industrial Revolution, big time starts here, the British Empire. And then, of course, it's going to spread. Okay, it spreads Germany, France, and us first. All right. We're going to kind of be the big dogs. And I'm not just saying that as like a conceited American. We are. Germany, however, Germany's going to take this opportunity to start looking at weapon inventions. Not inventions to make my clothes faster. Inventions to make guns shoot faster. Okay, I'm not knocking the Germans. I love the Germans. You know that. But World War I is our next unit. And Germany is starting now. In the 1760s up to 1914, looking at ways to improve, to industrialize their military. Okay. The first place that I'm going to stop this video because if I do decide to give you the Industrial Revolution DBQ, then you don't need this information. So I'm going to stop it. Sure, you lucky dog.